On a recent episode of HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher, the outspoken comedian didn't hold back, taking aim at Meghan Markle and slamming what he called her victim narrative. The audience gasped as Maher tore into the Duchess of Sussex, accusing her of playing the sympathy card while living a life of privilege in California. Why must she be so damn narcissistic? Maher quipped, sparking a firestorm of reactions online and in the media. His blunt words have reignited debates about Meghan's public persona, her relentless pursuit of attention, and whether her complaints about her royal past hold any weight. This moment has once again put Meghan in the hot seat, with critics piling on and supporters scrambling to defend her. Maher's comments cut deep because they echo a growing sentiment. Meghan's story of being wronged by the royal family feels overplayed to many. Since stepping away from royal duties in 2020, she and Prince Harry have built a brand around their struggles, from their bombshell Oprah interview to their Netflix docuseries Harry-Meghan. In these platforms, Meghan has painted herself as a victim of the media, the monarchy, and even her own family. But Maher's sharp critique suggests she's milking this narrative for attention, and he's not alone in thinking so. Social media platforms like X have been buzzing with users calling her out for what they see as calculated whining. One post read, "Meghan's always the victim, but she's living in a mansion and making millions. Give me a break." This backlash shows how her story is starting to wear thin with the public. The timing of Maher's remarks couldn't be more telling. Meghan's latest Netflix series, tied to her lifestyle brand as ever, has been met with lukewarm reviews, with some calling it a desperate attempt to stay relevant. Critics argue that her constant focus on past grievances, like her claims of being mistreated by the royal family, overshadows any genuine effort to move forward. Maher's jab about her narcissism hits at a core issue. Her projects often seem more about self-promotion than substance. For example, her American Riviera Orchard brand, with its pricey jams and home goods, has been mocked as tone-deaf, especially when she continues to position herself as a victim of circumstance. As one ex-user put it, she's selling $50 jam while crying about her hard life. It's embarrassing. Meghan's defenders, however, argue that she's been unfairly targeted. They point to her charitable work, like her support for women's causes and mental health advocacy, as proof of her sincerity. But even these efforts are often overshadowed by controversy. Her appearance at a recent charity event was criticized for being more about photo ops than meaningful action. With one attendee reportedly saying, "It felt like she was there to be seen, not to help." This perception feeds into Maher's point. Meghan's actions often seem crafted to keep her in the spotlight, even when she claims to want privacy. The contradiction is glaring. She says she's hounded by the media, yet she's constantly courting it with new projects and carefully curated public appearances. The real-time episode also highlighted how Meghan's narrative clashes with her privileged reality. Maher pointed out that while she complains about her royal struggles, she's living a life most people can only dream of, complete with A-list connections, a sprawling Montecito estate, and multi-million-dollar deals. This disconnect makes her complaints feel hollow to many. For instance, her claim in the Netflix series that she was silenced by the royal family was met with skepticism when it was revealed she had a team managing her PR during her time as a royal. Critics argue that her victimhood is a carefully crafted story to keep her relevant, a point Maher drove home when he called her out for wanting it both ways, craving sympathy while chasing fame. This isn't the first time Meghan's been called out for her narrative. In 2023, Maher himself took a swipe at her and Harry, calling them ridiculous for complaining about their hard life while enjoying immense privilege. That same year, comedians like Jimmy Kimmel and Chris Rock piled on, mocking the couple's constant need for attention. The South Park episode The Worldwide Privacy Tour brutally satirized their quest for privacy while staying in the public eye, and it struck a chord with audiences tired of their narrative. These repeated jabs from cultural heavyweights show that Maher's latest comments are part of a broader backlash against Meghan's public image. What makes Maher's critique particularly stinging is his reputation for calling out nonsense on both sides of the political spectrum. He's not a royalist or a conservative pundit with an agenda, he's a liberal comedian who prides himself on cutting through hypocrisy. When he labels Meghan's behavior as narcissistic, it carries weight because he's not just echoing tabloid gossip. He's pointing out a pattern, her tendency to center every story around herself. Whether it's her strained relationship with her father, her fallout with the royals, or her battles with the press, Meghan's version of events always positions her as the wronged party. This self-focused narrative, Maher argues, is starting to alienate even those who once sympathized with her. The public's growing frustration is evident online. On X, users have been brutal. With one viral post stating, "Meghan's victim act is old news. She's not a princess in distress, she's a businesswoman playing the part for clout." Another user wrote, "Bill Maher just said what we're all thinking. She's not a victim, she's a master manipulator." These sentiments reflect a shift in how Meghan is perceived, not as a wronged royal, but as someone who thrives on drama to fuel her brand. Her supporters might argue that she's simply sharing her truth, but the louder S.